Welcome back to Caracast, the podcast from Carasoft, the trusted government IT solutions provider. Subscribe to get the latest technology updates in the public sector. I'm Corey Baumgartner, your host from the Carasoft production team. On behalf of GovExec and Carasoft, we would like to welcome you to today's podcast focused around FedRAMP. RedScale co-founder and CEO Anil Carmel discusses FedRAMP authorizations with automation and data standards during the 2023 GovForward FedRAMP Headliner Summit.
All right, so we've had a great day of conversations around FedRAMP and ways to streamline the authorization process. Now we're going to add a concept around how do you leverage automation and data standards to help streamline that process. So before I kind of step into that, let me kind of take you on a journey of how we got here and why this is a concept that needs to be considered and thought about perhaps in a different way. So by way of background, how many watched the movie Oppenheimer? A couple folks? All right, so if you watch the movie Oppenheimer, that is actually where I spent a decade of my life. So that gives you kind of context. I spent 10 years at Los Alamos National Lab, had the opportunity to build their cloud and collaboration platforms on the classified and unclassified network, and ended up having to write the compliance documentation for all of that. So I'm an engineer. My boss said, you have to write an SSP. I'm like, what's an SSP? I get handed a binder of NIST 853. I'm like, what's this? Spend 30 days in a room writing control implementation statements and gathering evidence and going, this is not fun. So met my fellow co-founder and our CTO, Travis Howerton. He came out of Oak Ridge National Lab, which is also in the movie Oppenheimer. And we ended up serving as the CTOs of the U.S. Nuclear Weapons Program, the NNSA. So now we're on the other side of the table, having to sign off as the AOs on these compliance artifacts going, this is really not scalable. So thought there's got to be a better way to kind of think about how you scale compliance and bridge the divide between security and compliance. So let's start with, why is compliance so hard? All right, well, let's think about the world that we live in today.